Welcome to Forbidden Planet TV. I'm Andrew Sumner, and I am privileged to be joined by my old pal, Peter Hogan. How are you, mate?
Howdy.
Oh, I tell you what, mate, I love your fingerless gloves. Do you want to give us another belt on
Yeah,
those?
yeah, yeah.
I tell you what I'll do. I'll tell you what I'll do
Very
just for you,
Dickensian.
mate. Yeah, I'll put mine on so we match. There we go. All
Yay,
right,
Bob Cratchit
yeah,
lives.
yeah. There we go. That's a kind of men of a certain age in the winter
It
thing,
really
isn't
is.
it? I tell you what, governor, you got to do this. There you go. Actually, it's pretty hot in my office, so hence my red face. Although that could just be the high blood pressure, who knows? I'll take the gloves off. How have you been?
Yeah, okay, okay. I'm about three quarters of the way through a novel, so which I'm
Wow.
going to
Okay.
finish in the next month or so.
Oh man,
Um,
I'm looking. Have you got a publishing place for it, or are you going to do
Not
the
yet.
novel and
No,
then
I've got
do it
a
around?
an agent who's interested.
Oh, great.
But basically, the way things work these days is you have to write the whole bloody thing
Yeah.
before you can do anything with it. So
Now,
that's once I finished it, it goes out the door.
I
So
w I won't press you on the topic, mate, because I'm sure you want to keep that in reserve. But what about the genre?
it's science fiction,
Nice. Yeah.
but it's all set on another planet. So you could
Yeah.
equally say it was fantasy. So
Yeah. Oh, excellent, mate. Oh, well, I can't wait to read that, pal.
yeah,
I think that's right up your street. And there are a number of things you're here to talk to me about today. One of which is your all new create your own book from scratch,
yeah,
which we'll get into in a second. And then you're rounding out, you're very quickly coming to the roaring end of Resident Alien, are
that's
you
right.
not? And
Yeah,
then also the our pals at DC as part of their compendium program are collecting have been collecting a book close to both of our hearts, Tom Strong,
yeah.
and Compendium 2 features your two Tom Strong books and Chris
Good,
Sprouse.
good.
So let's begin by
Wherever you like.
tell me about your personal project, mate. This is amazing.
Yeah, it that all started because uh, Shane Chebsey asked me if I'd do a short horror story for
Yeah.
one of his anthologies. So I did, and it turned out okay. And then the anthology just didn't happen. But as a result of that, I kept on having ideas for horror stories. And so I said to Shane, look, why don't we do half a dozen of these things? Take the best of the things that I've got and find good artists for them and put it out as a kind of thing in itself.
Yeah.
And it took a long time, but that's what happened.
Where did you get the title from, mate?
Well, it was one of those things where, most horror things seem to be dark something or black something. And I just thought Black Forest, because why not? And I've actually been there. So, so yeah, it seemed to fit.
While eating your gatto, no doubt.
That's right. Everybody was demanding free cake with the comic, but I
Yeah.
couldn't manage it.
Where it's got. Tell me a bit about. So it's your own mini anthology, if you will.
Yeah.
Can you give us a sense of the of each of the stories in this first issue
Well, I'll try. I mean, one of the, you learn.
without wrecking
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah. No, you learn things whenever you do something new. And what I learned from this was that it's very easy to do things that are kind of macabre in a, like Tales from the Crypt kind of way. But doing genuine things that scare you is actually really difficult.
yeah.
Especially if you're somebody like me that doesn't get scared very easily. Um, but what we came up with, the one that I first did was the one with that features Baba Yaga, the sort of fairy tale Russian witch, and it was kind of a dark fairy tale. And I thought, okay, well, if I can do that, and then I thought, well, maybe I can do something with Little Red Riding Hood. So I kind of did a spin on that. Um, and the rest of them are kind of there's one that's kind of urban myth kind of horror. There's one that's um, we're not quite sure what's going on, but it's basically two people going mad in the countryside. And there's one which is AI being the kind of monster of the day. I thought I should have a go at that.
Yeah.
Um, but it was kind of difficult because, when we started doing it and did a Kickstarter, we didn't actually have that much to show. Just a few of the artists had sort of, managed to do a page each, and that was about it. Um, and so we ended up in a situation where we had the thing coming out, and there was like no word of mouth about it. Nobody was reviewing it. So and then you get distribution problems, and all our American sales kind of disappeared overnight, and we're
Yeah.
sort of scrabbling back to get from that position. But I mean,
Yeah. I mean, I
we
empathize, mate, of course.
yeah, but we're not alone in that. I mean, the whole
No.
industry's been having problems. So
Yeah, yeah, well, absolutely. There's been a lot of distribution turmoil
yeah,
stateside. Yeah, for sure. I mean, quite unprecedented levels of activity and incident, as we both know.
yeah. But
So,
anyway, I have to ask, have you read it?
yeah, I have read it. I have read it. I loved it. I'm very conscious of not giving the game away. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
but when we met at Thought Bubble in November, and I purchased my copy, by the way, didn't get
Okay.
you to
Well,
give it
good
to
for
me
you.
because you were my pal. But you did very kindly sign it for me. Yeah, I thought it was great. I thought actually, Shane, you were very well served by your publisher because,
Yeah,
as usual with the stuff that he does, he'd applied a lot of publishing rigor to it. It's very, I think, the packaging, the way it looks, the way it's printed, very
it
much
looks terrific.
complements your content. Of course, your relative by marriage, my former housemate Ryan Hughes created one of the covers, and it's a beautiful piece of work, as he always does.
Yes, yes, very much so. Well, I asked Ryan just to do a logo, and at that point it was like, get out of my way, and he designed the entire thing.
Yeah,
So bless him. But no, it looks terrific.
yeah. I mean, Peter, I would go as far as to say this. I think it's one of the best things you've ever done.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, no, I think
Surprised
it's
by
I think it's
that, but
fantastic. Yeah, no,
yeah,
I for me it was I because it's all you. Yeah,
yeah,
so some of your favorite work, my favorite work of yours, which we'll talk about, is you working on stuff that other people have created, right?
yes,
Now,
yes.
now, of course, you've had your great sex with, I hope not, great success with
I have sex with
Resident Alien.
aliens. Yeah,
Great success with Resident Alien, which you totally deserve. But I think what's great about Black Forest is it's all yours. Like Resident Alien is, and
yeah, yeah.
long may that continue, mate.
Well, thank you, thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's well, we talk about Tom and all the rest of it. I mean, I kind of kicked off doing other people's characters and discovering that I was quite good at it.
yeah.
In that I can do quite a good Alan Moore imitation where I'm called upon. But I think that I was very nervous about ever doing anything original, and it was with Resident Alien that it happened, uh, and it went down very well, and to the extent that I mean I kind of thought, well, maybe I should have done this sooner, but things
Well,
happen.
when you think, I mean, how long have you been creating Resident Alien for now, mate?
It's probably 15 years.
I mean, that's amazing, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yeah.
And how in at the end of it, how many graphic novels, how many collected editions will you have in total? How many
Well,
of those story arcs?
the finale is kind of I think it's 26 pages. It's a single
Yeah,
issue anyway, and we're calling that book 10. So
yeah, right
it's
on.
10 kind of
Yeah,
trade paperbacks and a bit. Not well, 9 trade paperbacks and a bit rather.
and
So
and how many seasons have you had out of the TV show?
4.
So I mean, that in itself was an amazing ride, isn't it? Don't you
Oh, I
think?
know it is. I mean, it's a shame, it got shot down, but 4 seasons is extremely respectable.
Four seasons is more than a lot of people get, mate.
I know,
And with
and
the level,
I'm not convinced that we're dead either, because Chris Sheridan has been talking about doing, a couple of years down the line, has been talked about doing a movie or a mini series or whatever. So it might all come back. I don't know. We'll see.
yeah. I mean, I think the key takeaway, certainly for me as your friend, as a fan of your work, is it's been a great ride for you so far.
Yeah.
And I'm so pleased for you that it's an experience that you've got to have. I mean, being sat there on the movie set, on the TV set,
Yeah.
when it's your creation and you're sitting in the middle of it, in the thick of it, that must feel amazing.
Well, it's all very dreamlike, you know. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, I mean, Linda Hamilton just sort of came up to me grinning her face off, and I'm like, wow, this is not what I expected when I watched Terminator 2, you know.
Yeah, quite right too, mate. And to flip back to one of those created by others, created by Alan Moore, in fact, titles, as we were saying, the second Tom Strong compendium is almost upon us. And I remember with crystal clarity you creating those two mini-series, those two, both collected editions of
Yeah.
relatively late Tom Strong, and how much you enjoyed that. So what's your remembrance of that now that it's all getting collected in a beautiful format?
Well, I love doing Tom Strong. I mean,
Yeah,
I would happily have done more, but the powers that be didn't want to. Alan was fine with me carrying on, and so then it's really just finding things that Alan had mentioned or loose ends of, stuff here and there that I could build upon. And the Robots of Doom one was amazing fun. I
yeah,
mean, you can't ask for better villains than Nazis, and you can't really imagine a better hero than Tom. And then you've got time paradoxes, and it was just, it's very Silver Agey, Tom. It's very kind of classic. There's a lot of classic Superman in his DNA,
yes, yeah, right,
and
mate.
it was just a joy to do.
Yeah, I mean, he is a fascinating character because there's just so many of those archetypes. There's a lot of Silver Age story. There's a lot of Silver Age paraphernalia. There's a very sort of heavy dose of pulp influence as
Yeah,
well, particularly in his origins. There's a lot of ERB in there. It's got all these wonderful things in that would speak to, a creator like yourself, a reader
yeah,
like me. I think that's the joy of it.
yeah. Yeah, so anyway, I did the one with Albrecht Strong and the Nazis, and then I followed up with Terra Obscura just as a kind of way of progressing that, and maybe I even knew at the time, saying goodbye to it, because Terra Obscura was a blast as well.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's, I mean, that all of those books are in this edition, if I remember correctly. So you'll
Oh,
get,
really?
yeah, I mean, I think Terra Obscura is in there as well. Definitely both of the Tom Strong minis are in there.
Okay.
So no, that'd be a wonderful book to have.
Yes, yes. Well, hopefully they'll send me one.
Fingers crossed, mate. You would really hope so.
You'd
Yeah,
really
so
hope
yeah.
so, yeah.
So have you got anything else on the horizon? You're creating your novel at the moment, but have you got any idea of what other comics projects you might like to get close to?
Yeah, yeah. I'm actually waiting for Mark Laming to finish doing whatever he's doing at the moment and cough up some visuals.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and get a new project off the ground,
Oh, wonderful, mate.
which is well, the one word kind of pitch would be Egyptian gods versus Nazis.
Yes, I'm in just from that description
Fine here.
alone.
Put
All
your
these
thumb to
those are
the
all things
screen.
I wholeheartedly recommend.
Yeah.
Anything versus Nazis when you're on the right
So,
side of the
and
equation.
Mark's just such a fabulous artist, and
Yeah,
so I'm really looking forward to doing that one. But before that comes, we say the proper goodbye to Harry van der Spiegel, and
yeah.
they in April there'll be a sort of finale one-off, which is called "And One More for the Road."
Oh, lovely, mate.
Yeah, and it should surprise a lot of people because I started writing an ending, and it was all very pastoral and quite sweet, and it was just kind of nothingy.
Yeah.
So I junked it and started again with something that actually made my editor go, "What the?" And he was sending me emails after he'd read 10 pages of it, going, "What? What?" So hopefully the readers will feel the same way.
Oh, mate. Well, I very much look forward to that. Going out with a bang is the only way to go out, as we
Yeah,
both
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing, mate. Well, All good luck to you. So it's a very fertile first couple of months of 2026 for the Hogan creative estate. There's a lot
Yeah, so it
happening.
seems. So it seems. The Yeah, so anyway, after the one-offs come out, then book 9 and the one-off will be collected as a trade. So
Excellent,
and
mate.
that'll be
Excellent.
August, I think. So
Quite right too. So yeah, so the productivity continues. That's amazing.
yeah,
And I think just being able to put a cap on that whole experience, should it come back in the future or not, that's a lovely place to be in.
yeah, yeah. And
Quite right too.
hopefully, I think that we're reprinting Black Forest, and we're talking about doing a second one. We'll see how it goes, but it's highly possible.
Well, I very much hope you do get to do a second one because I think that's a format that really suits your creative voice and your take on things.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm tinkering around with stuff. It's actually really difficult to write this stuff. It's
I
really
believe
why it
that.
takes a long time. Because when you're working on 6 stories at once, they have a weird way of cross-pollinating.
Yeah,
You just end up with this kind of uh, you know strange thing that takes you elsewhere for a while.
yeah.
But there you go.
I mean, and that's why I very much look forward to it. I guess that makes sense to me because one of the things that comic creators particularly are adept at doing is listening to their creative voice and creating universes on the fly. I
Yeah.
guess it's part of that instinct, isn't it? Of you're conjuring a world in your mind,
Yes.
and the different tributaries of that world can get sewn together.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't actually, if you paid me money, I couldn't tell you how it works.
Yeah,
It's like it's as much of a mystery to me as it is anybody else half the
yeah,
time. But you know, it is addictive. That's why I kept on doing it all these years. Is that I like what it does to me. I like what it does to my head. You know.
and of course that's the interesting thing I think about you, mate. In a way, your comics career is almost like a kind of an extended second or third act in your life. I mean,
Yeah.
you had a whole life, very interesting life before you touched any of that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and as you say, the third act is getting interesting. So
Yeah, yeah, right on. Long may it continue, brother.
thank you, dear.
Peter, thanks so much for joining me, mate. And
That's all right.
all the books we've talked about, I've loved. But I thought Black Forest for me was a triumph. So I want to see book two.
Yes, yes. Ask your local comic shop.
Yeah, I know one of those. I will do exactly that.
Good,
You
good.
take care, brother. I look forward to seeing you soon.
And you.
Cheers, Peter. Take care.
Farewell.
If you're enjoying watching Forbidden Planet TV and you're enjoying watching us talk to the world's most interesting and accomplished filmmakers, authors, artists, musicians, creators, subscribe right here. See you soon.